Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Irresistible and I am a manifestation and soul realignment coach. My channel is geared towards helping you become your highest potential so that you can create and live the extraordinary life that is your birthright. In today's video, I'll be talking about how circumstances do not matter. But before we get started, just a quick reminder that I offer both email and video coaching. So if you need help in manifesting any of your desires, you can definitely find all my coaching options in the description below. And of course, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon in order to receive a notification anytime I upload a new video. So let's get started. Today's video is inspired by two different clients who experienced huge movement with their SPs, and they kind of missed the big movement and focused on the little aspects of what's going on in regards to their manifestation, in regards to their SP. So I thought I would film a video about this because oftentimes we forget that circumstances do not matter. When we manifest what we want to some extent, but it is not coming in fully, but it's huge movement, something you have not experienced before with your SP. And in these two cases, there were kind of declarations of love. So this is huge. And both of them were just focusing on that part that did not happen. So here, this is just a reminder that circumstances do not matter regardless of where you are on the manifesting journey. Even when you manifest 70% of what you want and there's still 30% to go, circumstances still do not matter. This is where you persist. This is where you remind yourself that circumstances do not matter. Just because you got this huge movement, this is not the final manifestation. This is movement. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, because I had two different clients who went through something super similar this week, and I thought it would be very helpful to share that with you. So one of my clients has been trying to manifest a change in her relationship status with her SP, and they had been really in very sporadic communication for a while. And while he did tell her at some point that he really loved her, it kind of never developed from there. And she's been like really super relaxed. She's manifesting other things in her life, and she just stepped back and is focusing on that with complete faith that he's going to come in. At some point in time last week, we were meeting. I told her, listen, stop expecting this to take the time it needs to take, because she is actually manifesting him to contact her, but then it doesn't move from there. So I told her, start expecting things to play out differently. And indeed, this is what happened this past week. They got on a call. They were talking for an hour with each other, and he was telling her all kinds of things that were super transparent on his part, including how much he loves her, how much he admires her, how much he wants her to be in his life, and all of that. So it's kind of like she got that huge shift in her reality, but it didn't get to the point where he told her, let's just be together in the way she wanted. And that's what she was focusing on. So when we got on a session together, I told her, no, this is huge. This is really like you're getting your manifestation. Don't focus on the last stretch of the journey. Don't focus on the last 30% or 20% that is going to fill in, if that makes sense. It is going to happen. This is just telling you, this is not just birds before land. This is a huge manifestation. It's just about you persisting till the finish line, if that makes sense. So here, this is where you need to not get frustrated. You go back and you say circumstances don't matter. He still did not tell me exactly what I want to hear, but he told me a whole lot of stuff, and he was extremely transparent. And I can't go into more details for the privacy of my client, but Like, this guy was more transparent than ever. He told her things that were super vulnerable for him to share with her. So this was a huge movement. My second client also experienced something huge. So when she came to me, she had been literally in fight mode with her thoughts on a daily basis. She was 24/7 fighting her opposing thoughts, 24/7. And when she came to me, it had been a long while since she was in contact with her SP. It was very sporadic, and it was always her initiating contact. She wasn't quite getting from him what she wanted. And since she started working with me, and I told her to not fight her thoughts, I kept telling her, you need to bring yourself into presence, because you can't fight your opposing thoughts. Your physical mind, I spoke about that in another video. Your physical mind is like this obnoxious idiot, for lack of a better term, who has a comeback for every little argument or thing you have to say. So you want to not engage with it. And sometimes you find it hard to flip. Now, a lot of people flip and start affirming. Sometimes this may feel difficult for you to do when the thoughts are really powerful. So in that scenario, I always tell my clients, disengage from the thoughts. Disengage. Observe the thoughts and don't try to respond to them. Lovingly observe. Like, don't go into judgment about having opposing thoughts, because then that's not helpful at all. Go back and say, I noticed the thoughts, I'm not going to engage with them. And she has gotten to a state, like, I had her fill out a form to tell me where she stands. She is in a state where she is mostly not opposing her desires. She's really in presence. She's bringing herself back very lovingly. Okay, some days may be better than others, but she's mostly in that space. And she kept emphasizing this to me in our session yesterday. She said, I am mostly in a very good place. Like, I'm not entertaining those thoughts. So here again, she manifested her SP confessing his love to her. And by the way, this was the second manifestation she got from her SP. She also got a confession of love from an ex with whom she had a terrible breakup. That is also a huge movement. Now, the part that she is focused on is that he confessed all that to her, but again, like with my other client, he did not tell her, let's be together. So or he told her, let's catch up tomorrow, and he never pursued that. He never contacted her and all of that. So she was focused on that. She wasn't focused that, all this while, and I'm not talking since she started with me, I'm talking before she even started working with me. All this while, she has not really gotten that before. This is a huge shift in his behavior, and he's coming in and confessing his love to her and telling her what she means to him and telling her he was going to contact her and telling her all kinds of things he didn't say before. And yet she was hung up on, well, he said he's going to contact me tomorrow and he didn't. This is where you persist. This is where you continue with exactly what you're doing. Because before you even had that, you were saying circumstances do not matter. When you had 0, you said circumstances do not matter. Now that you have 70%, you still say circumstances do not matter. It does not change. You have to keep reminding yourself circumstances do not matter, and don't question why didn't I get it fully, why. That question of why only delays it. There's nothing for you to do. Don't think you have a block. It's just about you persisting. It's just about you continuing with the work that you're doing. And I'm not saying you have to wait 5 months or 6 months to get the remaining part of what you want. It's just about really persisting and not wavering and not going in and say, well, I must have a block. Why didn't I get the whole manifestation? That takes you back into questioning mode, and it takes you back into questioning the whole process. Remind yourself that you manifested this. You manifested this. Yes, we want the consistency, but you manifested this. Yes, we want the whole outcome, but you still manifested this. So this is huge. You have to acknowledge it. Circumstances do not matter regardless of where you are. When you're starting out, it's exactly the opposite of what you want, and also when you are manifesting and you're seeing movement and you're seeing huge movement, as the case with my 2 clients. And when you get your final manifestation, if for any reason you manifest some minor things in the process, again, circumstances do not matter. You could persist and persist and persist until it is a constant in your life and you have it exactly where you want. And it does not mean that you will have to be doing constant work. And I tell my clients, like, it's not you cramming for a test or studying super hard and investing all this time, and then there's that test that comes out with the result, and that's it. That's giving you the result of the hard work. It's not like that. It's about some tweaks that you just don't entertain the opposing thoughts. You just don't entertain them, and you persist regardless of what you're seeing in your 3D. Circumstances do not matter. I'm persisting until I have it fully in the way that I want. And then it will become natural for you to have it fully in the way that you want. You're not going to be manifesting the whole time. Even what you're doing now, it's just about you being deliberate, because you're manifesting all the time. You're manifesting good things and bad things all the time, unconsciously, right? Now that you're being conscious of it, you're just making sure that your thoughts are where they need to be. You're not entertaining the opposite of what you want. Just persist, guys. Like, trust me on this. Don't waver. It's not hard work. And again, I was also chatting with another client yesterday. I was telling her, if you're feeling a bit sad and you want to cry or you want to express your emotions, do that. Law of attraction says you can't get sad, you can't express you need to always be in a positive place. Law of attraction meant you need to make sure your thoughts are aligned with your desire. It does not mean that your emotions have to always be in a positive place and you can't let your emotions come out. You can cry, you can express yourself, just don't let that engage with the opposite of what you want, if that makes sense. You can feel sad or whatever, and then you just bring yourself back and say, okay, I'm feeling good now, I'm continuing. This is a quick reminder to you that circumstances do not matter. I don't care what your 3D is showing you. Circumstances do not matter. Persist. If you like this video, then please like, comment, and share, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.